Hello, welcome back to Somewhere Below Nirvana. Today I will be reacting to 3 things men want women to know. They're actually super sweet.
Here are 3 things that men really want you to know. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Abby and I am so happy you are here. And today we're going to talk about 3 things that men really want women to know. Because lately, women have been hating on men. Now, it's not just the fact.
First of all, not all women have been hating on men. First mistake.
Feminist movement, of course, that's really the start of everything, but we've gotten to this complaining place of like, men are the worst. They don't do A, B, or C. They don't really take care of us. They don't do a lot of things. There's even conversation of something called the Great Divorce that's coming because women are just done. That is crazy talk. Men are wonderful, and there are so many great men.
Some men are wonderful. Abby, have you ever been in a relationship that's been abusive? Trigger warning, sorry. Or a man didn't bring home money? No, I haven't. So how would you know?
Out there. And just like there are men out there who suck, there are women out there who suck. There's no blanket statements about genders here, right? Men are not unequivocally perfect, and neither are women. But there are so many wonderful men out there, and I think it's so important for us to teach our young women that there are actually great guys and that they want what's best for you in the right situations. Of course, we're not talking about sleeping with someone before you're married and trusting someone beyond the boundaries of what's normal. But once you get married, for sure, you should be trusting the guy that you married because you chose him for a reason. So today, I really want to talk about the 3 things that men want you to know. And I think, hopefully, it will improve your relationships. So if you're a man, down in the comments below, I would love if you would tell me, am I right? Is this true? Do you want women to know this? Let me know your thoughts. And if you're a woman, I would love to hear what you think. Okay, let's just hop right in. The first thing that men really want you to know is that they want to make you happy. Men love to see their girlfriends and their wives happy. They just love it. That's their joy in life, is to make their women happy. The whole concept.
Not all the time, Abby. Sometimes a man's joy comes from drugs, sex, whatever. Wrong.
Of men saving women, rescuing women, wanting to solve their problems, it's because they love seeing that smile that comes across their woman's face as they see something get better for them. They want to see you joyful and happy. So what does that mean? It means that men will go out of their way to make you happy. There have been times where my husband has seen me unhappy and he's gone and done something I didn't even ask him to do just because he loves me and he wants to see me smile. And it's so meaningful when your husband really goes out of his way to do those things that are going to bring you joy. Now, what does that mean for women? There are 2 things that means for women, for you. Number 1, it means that you have to actually understand that that's what your husband wants for you and give him the credit for that and appreciate that about him. I think so many women fall into the trap of thinking that their husbands are narcissists or their husbands don't care about their happiness, when that's not true at all.
No. The women, at least the ones I know, think these things because they are actually true.
Men will really go out of
Again, not always, but a lot.
Their way to do something that makes their wives happy. If that means making a little extra money so that their wives can go get their nails done, they're going to do that. If it means that they can help with chores around
Again, no. Some men don't even bring home a paycheck, Abby.
house, but you ask in a really feminine and loving way rather than in a bossy, nagging way, they will do that for you because they like to see that it makes you happy. Not that they are doing something that you told them to do and now they just did it and they get no credit. Instead, you asking them or you showing them in a loving way that what they did means something, that that chore that they did for you means something and makes you happy, brings you joy, that's what they're looking for. So what it really means for you is ask and expect things from a place of joy and happiness and appreciation rather than nagging and annoyance and tiredness that they didn't get it the first time. And number 2, what it means is that being sad and low and grumpy is it's kind of like a dagger in the heart for men. Like it hurts them to see their wives and their girlfriends sad and down. Now, that's not to say if you are sad and down, you can't show that. That's not what I mean. But what I mean is if you are constantly complaining, if you are constantly making it seem like your husband cannot make you happy.
Okay, I agree with that.
At a certain point, he's going to feel like, I don't really want to try. And so it's your job to encourage that in him because it is so natural. And women have such a tendency, and I say this as someone who does this myself, to expect more from a man than he is aware of. And so he doesn't even know that that's what's on the docket. He doesn't even know that you expect that. And so when you get grumpier and grumpier because he's not doing something he doesn't know he's supposed to do, then he starts to feel like he's failing you, and he doesn't really want to fail all the time. Instead, showing what you want, asking for what you want, and phrasing it in the best way, which is, I would love if you did this. That is going to make him so much happier because he wants to make you happy. The second thing that men want you to know is that they have their own way of doing things and you aren't smarter or better than they are. I say this with love because I get it. As a woman, we feel like we know best. It's really difficult, right? Like,
again, I am a woman, I have never thought that I know best.
we know how to do the laundry. We know how to fold it. We have a certain way that we like things done. And when our husbands don't do things the way we like them, we think, you don't know how to do it at all. But men have their own way of doing things, and they are good at those things, but maybe not in the exact way that we anticipate. Now, there are things that men aren't so good at, that some men are better at and some men are worse at. But there are things that men do, they just do differently. And if you care so much about it, you can do it yourself. So what I mean by this is, if your husband does laundry and he folds the laundry in a different way than you do, and it matters to you, that's your chore now. You get to do that chore. But he can do the laundry. He can fold it. He just doesn't do it the same way that you like. So if it matters so much for you to have it done in a specific way, number one, do it yourself. Or number two, you can ask him to try it your way, and if he doesn't do it your way, then do it yourself. It's something that's more important to you that you get it done in a specific way than that it gets done at all. So for men, they want you to know they have done laundry before. They have washed dishes before. It may not be exactly what you want. It may not be exactly the way that you approach it, but they know how to do it. And they have their stuff that they're much better at than we are, right? They know how to change the oil in the car, or they know how to find the best contractors to do the jobs around the house when you wouldn't want to do the research even for a second. Men have their...
Again, wrong. If I want a contractor, I'm going to look at reviews. I'm going to find the best.
own approaches to things that are different than women's. And I think a lot of the time in a marriage, it's very easy to say, I as a woman know more than a man and I can do it better. And there are things that you may like done a certain way, but it isn't necessarily better. And if it is better, then do it yourself. Otherwise, let him do it his own way. It's okay. It's okay to be a little more loosey-goosey sometimes. And let your husband have his own approach to things. If it means that you go out to dinner with your friends and you come back and the kids had mac and cheese for dinner instead of something you would have prepared instead, that's okay. He's allowed to do that sometimes. It's okay for dads to do things a little differently, for husbands to do things a little differently. And that doesn't make you better or smarter than they are. The third thing that men want you to know is that they love the things about you that make you different from them. Men love.
Not always, Abby. Again, not always.
That women are different than they are. They don't want to be married to a man. They want to be married to a woman. And so that means there are some beautiful things about womanhood that you can embrace and your husband will just absolutely love. Now, I'm talking about vulnerability, I'm talking about beauty, and I'm talking about femininity. Women are more naturally vulnerable, and a good man wants to see your vulnerability at the times that it is necessitated. That's not to...
Again, men don't always want to see your vulnerability. Many men will take advantage of it. Femininity, some men don't care about that either.
say that a woman should be weak all the time or that she can't ever be strong for herself. But there are times that women need to be vulnerable. There are times that he says something that hurts your feelings. There are times that the stressors of every day are hard. And you being vulnerable is a beautiful aspect of womanhood where your husband can come in and can take care of you and can make you happy simply by listening. And that's something men love about women, is that they can just be their solace in times of vulnerability. Number 2 is beauty. One of the really fun parts of being a woman is embracing our beauty and doing our hair and doing our makeup and shaving our...
Again, I've seen women cheated on that were stunning. If a man wants to cheat, doesn't matter what you look like, he's gonna do it.
And wearing beautiful clothing. Now, that's not necessary for being a woman, but it is a fun part of being a woman. And for most men, that difference, that attraction is something they really value in their women. And there's a reason that men love sundresses in the summer, because it's such a feminine thing and shows how womanly you are. The last part of womanhood that men just love to see is the nurturing element of femininity. That nurturing part of you that wants to take care of others. That is something men value so deeply. And that's why husbands love their wives when they see them become mothers. They love seeing their wives take care of the person that's now the most important to them, their child, their baby. So embracing that nurturing part of yourself and engaging with it, whether that be toward your husband or toward your children, is just something that men value so much. So those are the...
Abby, you are not a man. You do not read minds. You do not know everything. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and comment.